In standard pharmaceutical manufacturing, the numbers work in your favor. You make massive batches of millions of pills, you have plenty of spare material for testing, and your final product can sit safely on a warehouse shelf for months or even years. If a stray microbe slips in during production, you have a reliable safety net. You can run the final sealed vials through a massive steam autoclave or hit them with radiation to wipe out any contamination before shipping. But Advanced Therapy Medicinal Products, or ATMPs, are made of living cells. You cannot bake them in an autoclave. Any heat or radiation strong enough to kill a bacterium will instantly destroy the therapy itself. Instead of millions of identical pills, you are often dealing with a batch of one. You take cells from a single patient, modify them, and give them back. The raw material is incredibly scarce, and the final output is highly individualized. This compresses the entire manufacturing timeline. A finished dose might only survive for a few hours before it must be injected. If that autologous batch fails quality testing, there is no backup supply to draw from. You simply cannot remake it. Applying good manufacturing practice to these living therapies means discarding old assumptions. It requires rebuilding controls from the ground up to protect patients when traditional safety nets no longer exist. To manufacture ATMPs legally and safely, two organizing principles guide every decision. First, a risk-based approach to apply controls proportionally to the danger, and second, treating the rigorous standards of EU GMP Annex 1 as the ultimate reference for sterility. This diagram maps how these rules take shape globally, starting in the European Union. The regulatory path flows through the EMA's Specialized Committee for Advanced Therapies, leading directly to a mandatory single centralized marketing authorization, valid across all member states. In the United States, we see a parallel but distinct structure. Cell and gene therapies are regulated as biological products. They fall under the FDA's Center for Biologics Evaluation and Research, requiring a biologics license application under Section 351 of the Public Health Service Act. Whether you operate in Europe or the US, the physical constraints remain identical. Without terminal sterilization, you have to build a holistic contamination control strategy. Every element of the facility, the utilities, and the personnel must work together to actively exclude microbes from the very start. The strongest way to exclude contamination is through closed aseptic processing, keeping the product entirely sealed off from the environment. When open steps are unavoidable, every human intervention must be meticulously planned, minimized, and executed with flawless technique. This behavior relies on a concept called first air. This is the direct flow of unobstructed HEPA-filtered air onto the exposed product. An operator must never place their hands or equipment in a way that blocks this clean airstream. Because the final material is alive, you cannot clean it up at the end of the line. The rigorous, unbroken execution of the aseptic process is the only guarantee of safety. For an ATMP, the process is the product. This extreme fragility creates a massive bottleneck for quality control. You have to prove a batch is pure, potent, and safe, but you rarely have the time to wait for standard lab results. A traditional pharmacopoeial sterility test takes up to 14 days to incubate and confirm there are no viable microorganisms. But an ATMP might have a shelf life of just 48 hours. The patient needs the dose long before the test is actually finished. This places enormous weight on the final decision makers, the qualified person in the EU or the quality unit in the US. They have to authorize the release of the medicine based on rapid testing methods, in-process controls, and incomplete data, knowing a patient's life hangs in the balance. Once released, the physical transport carries its own severe risks. To ensure an autologous product returns to the exact patient who provided the original cells, you must maintain a flawless chain of identity. Even a single clerical error here is a critical safety failure. Alongside this runs the chain of custody, a rigorous, unbroken, and documented record detailing exactly who handled the material and when across every single step of the supply chain. During that transit, the living cells must be kept at precise, often cryogenic temperatures. A temperature excursion in the back of a delivery truck destroys the therapy's viability completely. It takes an incredibly tight, synchronized sprint across the manufacturing floor, the testing labs, and global logistics networks to successfully get a viable advanced therapy out of a clean room and into a waiting patient. Navigating this complex web of constraints is exactly what the Whitehall training course is built for. It serves as your guide to applying these scientifically justified, highly focused controls across both EU and US jurisdictions. The 8 self-paced modules provide a practical toolkit, including risk-based GMP planning templates, product classification aids, and detailed inspection readiness checklists. Quality systems that stay in a constant state of control daily are effectively inspection-ready at all times. Scrambling to organize records only when a visit is announced suggests the underlying process is already at risk. By the end of the program, you should be equipped to stand in front of a regulatory inspector and confidently defend every ATMP control decision you have made. Your roadmap to compliance is ready. Let's begin with Module 1.